Net tonight, beginning January the 7th, 2020. We will officially change the name of the net to the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire Fusion Net. And with that, we have started a website at qsl.net/TCME for Tri-Cities Mountain Empire. That site is active today and is a work in progress, but has information about the net, and we will be adding some more information, including the history of the net and how we arrived at this new name from going from Bristol Fusion Net to the new Tri-Cities name. We will continue to meet each Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, or at the conclusion of the Bristol Club's FM net, should it run past 9:30. And we'll also continue to meet in room 61243, the Bristol ARC room, and we'll use the mirrors room 40843 as a backup. And we'll also continue to broadcast this net whenever possible live on Facebook, as well as upload recordings to the Bristol Amateur Radio Club's YouTube page. All amateurs are welcome to check in, so for the next 2 weeks we'll just sort of be informal. I'll go off the cuff as far as the preamble goes and all that good stuff, and then come January 2020, we'll proceed on with the procedures that or at least I will be using those procedures that are outlined on the website. That's my personal touch on those. We encourage anyone that would like to be net control to do so, and you can put your own twist or touch on the preambles and all that good stuff. All right. Hope everyone is having a good Christmas Eve and a good Christmas tomorrow. And we got a few notes connected, so we expect at least a few check-ins. And we'll go ahead and, as soon as I find where my pointer goes on that logger here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open it up. Any station that would like to check in, please give us your name, call, and location, and let us know if you're going to stick around for comments or not. This is N4NT.
Kilo Alpha 3, Mike Sierra Romeo. This is Mike, and right now I'm over in Marion, Virginia. Kilo Delta 4, Whiskey Mike X-Ray, Cannon Lodi. Stick around for comments.
Okay, we've got KA3MSR. Mike said you were in Marion, Virginia. Glad to have you tonight. I believe you're a first-time check-in with us, so welcome to the net. And KL1ZA here in Bristol, Tennessee. I forgot to mention that, or I think I did anyway. My call is N4NT, and the name is Adam, and I'm coming to you tonight from Bristol, Tennessee, through the 146.670 repeater. Any other stations like to check in, please call.
Delta 4 Whiskey Mike X-Ray, KD4 WMX, Cannon Lodi, Virginia. I'll stick around for comments.
Okay, I think we had a double there, but I got both. KD4 CCO, Dallas, got you on the list. We'll be back for comments. KD4 WMX, Ken, got you on the list there, and I'm pretty sure Ken is coming to us via the 443.000 repeater on White Top Mountain in Virginia. So thank you, Dallas, for making that connection. Any other stations, please call.
K4HPY, Robert in Kingsport.
I'm from Wheeling, West Virginia.
Kilo India 5, Delta Quebec India, Chris in Keller, Texas.
All right, we got K4HPY, Robert, Kingsport, Tennessee, and KE8ICS, Brian in Wheeling, West Virginia. Believe you're checking in with us for the first time. Welcome to the net. And KI5DQI, Chris in Keller, Texas. Thanks for checking in with us again tonight. We'll be back to each one of you for comments. Let's go ahead and run through a few of these, and that'll give me a chance to make some updates and all that good stuff. I think KA3MSR, I apologize if you said, somebody said in and out, and I lost track of what I was doing, and so I apologize if that's the case. I'll go ahead and come back to you for comments, so if you have any. Welcome to the net, Mike.
Yes, good evening. This is Mike, KA3MSR. I actually checked in, I think, on the first night that they were trying this out, a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever. Anyway, over here in Marion, visiting some people, and I just started heading back now. We're during Christmas. And, just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. A3MSR, clear.
Okay, Mike, thanks for checking in, and I hope you have a good Christmas. And yeah, it's entirely possible. I'm sure you may have checked in with us in the past. I kind of got a late start on trying to keep track of who all's checked in before, so that's entirely possible. But eventually that will catch itself up, and I'll have an accurate record of that. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. All right, up next we have KL1ZA here in Bristol, Tennessee. Good evening, Jim.
N4NT and the rest of the net, this is KL1ZA. I won't be on long. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone listening, and hope everyone has a safe one, and Santa is good to you guys. But remember the reason for the season. That being said, this is KL1ZA 73.
Okay, Jim, thanks for checking in with us tonight, and hope you have a good Christmas. Up next we have Dallas in Bristol, Virginia, KD4CCO. Good evening, Dallas.
Good evening, Adam, and everybody else on the net. We're doing a good job on the crossband, on the digital repeater linking tonight. So I noticed one thing that I was doing on the 991. I had somehow or other I had it on VW instead of PN. So I don't know. I'm sure anybody that was listening when I checked in would have gotten the message okay, but I don't know. I think I must have left it in that VW mode the last time I was on the radio, so I just now noticed that. But anyway, I don't think it makes any difference. Everybody's radio, if they got AMS, they're going to switch over to that mode of operation anyway, so I think it probably didn't make any difference. Not much going on over here tonight. We're doing some double duty in the radio room, trying to catch up on a couple nets, and so far so good. So we'll stand by and see who else wants to check into the net. This is KD4CCO.
Okay, Dallas, thanks for checking in. Hope you have a good Christmas. And yeah, I wasn't looking at my radio, so I didn't notice a major difference. I've tried that the VW out before, and seems like it does sound just a little bit better. At least talking through the repeater. I don't know what it does as far as Wires X goes, but Yeah, and we don't have nothing against Volkswagen either, so that's okay. All right, up next we have Ken, KD4WMX in quiet Lodi, Virginia. How you doing this evening, Ken?
Well, good evening, Adam. This is KD4WMX in quiet Lodi, and it is quiet. We like it that way. But I didn't realize Dallas was in VW. He sounded good when he checked in. And if you would do me a favor and give me your room number again after I key on the key, just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody. And as Jim said, please remember why we have celebrate Christmas. And with that, I'll say 73 to everybody. And turn it back to net control. 14NT, this is KD4 WMX clear.
Okay, Ken, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, that room number is 61243. 61243. Hope you have a good Christmas. All right, up next, we have Robert in Kingsport, Tennessee, K4HPY. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening, everybody in the net. This is K4HPY in Kingsport. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year. And I checked into the net a while ago, and they had a question they asked everybody, and I thought it was kind of interesting, is if you've ever received any ham-related Christmas gifts for Christmas other than what you bought yourself. And my answer to that is no, but I'm just curious about everybody else. Anyway, thanks for having the net tonight, Adam, and we'll talk to you again later. K4HBY 73.
Okay, Robert, thanks for checking in, and hope you have a good Christmas. Yeah, and to answer your question, I don't think so. I haven't, maybe. It's been so long since I can recall that. I think I actually did. I think I got years ago, I got a Kenwood TMV7A. And that was, I really liked that radio. And the one thing that I really liked about that radio, don't have it anymore, but it had it was a true dual band where you could have two bands up at the same time, separate volume controls, just like this FTM 400. The thing I really liked about it is it had two speaker connections, and you could have one, you could have both of them coming out of the same speaker, or you could actually separate them. So I put my one on one side of my vehicle and the other on the other, and made it a little easier when I was just monitoring and waiting for something to come on there to know where it came from without even looking. So I wish this FTM 400 would have that same capability. All right, up next we have Brian in Wheeling, West Virginia, KE8 ICS. Good evening, Brian.
Good evening, Adam. Nice to talk to you and everybody else on the net. I was going through the thing here, and I saw you have a net tonight, so I wanted to get checked in there and just talk to some different people there. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope everybody had a blessed year. I did. We just up here in West Virginia, here in Northern Panhandle part. We've been in Fusion couple months now, so we're still rookies at it, and Wires X, and I kind of like this Wires X a lot because I can, like I'm talking to you guys now down in Tennessee, and I've talked all over the place there, so that's a pretty cool thing there. So I'll have to remember this net here on Tuesday nights there. So everybody take care, and have a safe and a happy New Year, and 7-3s. This is K8 ICS, back to net control.
Okay, Brian, thanks for checking in tonight, and welcome to our net. We're here each week. Like I said, at the first of the year, we're going to make some some changes, and a lot of that can be seen on the website that we've started, going from local club net, more of a regional feel, and we certainly welcome any out-of-state connections that we can get on a regular basis as well. One of the fun things I like to do on this net, and it sounds like you're experiencing that enjoyment with Fusion, but one of the fun things I like to do is keep track of how many different states that we get represented on here, and even countries, because occasionally we get Canadian stations. We automatically get 2 states right off the bat because we're right here on the border of Virginia and Tennessee, so it's very easy for us to pick up Virginia and Tennessee and go ahead and count 2 states right off the bat. But the more the merrier, that's for sure. All right, up next we have Chris in Texas, KI5DQI. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Adam, and everyone else on the net. Not a lot going on here. Me and my wife are just kind of sitting around watching TV. Have the rest of the week off, so I'm just relaxing, enjoying my vacation. And I'd just like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone on the net. Back to net control, KI5DQI.
Okay, Chris, thanks for joining us tonight and bringing Texas to the net. Certainly glad to have you and hope you have a good Christmas. All right, that brings us to the end of the check-in list. Just a few quick reminders, and then we'll take some more check-ins. Tomorrow night, and I didn't think to ask anybody before I make this announcement, so I'll go ahead and make it, and then if somebody can let me know if there is a cancellation due to the holiday. But the Mears Group, for those who are local, on the 443.000 have their net each Wednesday at 9 o'clock p.m. It's FM analog net, so there's no Wires X connection. So just a reminder of that. And then the Yard Dogs Group, and they check in with us here routinely, have their net each Wednesday at 9 also. And for those who are local, I usually connect the 146.67 repeater to that net, and it is very possible to check into both, as the Yard Dogs net usually lasts about an hour, and they always take a second round of check-ins. So it's possible, and sometimes I even keep 2 different radios on both nets and check in. So anyway, we invite you to join in those activities, and like I said, if the Mears net is canceled for tomorrow, just let me know. If no one speaks up, then we'll say that it'll be there. I do know that the Yard Dogs net is going on tomorrow. They made that announcement on last week's net that they would go ahead and have a net. Is there someone with the Mears Group that can let me know, is that net going to be held tomorrow on the holiday?
Adam, I'm not real sure myself. This is KD4CCO. What I can tell you is tune in on that frequency at that time and see what happens. This is KD4CCO.
Okay, good deal. Well, I tell you what, if it's okay with you guys, if no one picks it up, I'll be glad to, because I plan on being by the radio and checking in and all that good stuff tomorrow night anyway. So we'll just go ahead and say then I'm also a member of the Mears Group. So like I say, if none of the regular net controls pick it up, I don't have an actual script, but I'll just wing it, and that way if 2 or 3 people show up and want to check in, we'll have a net for them. So we'll just go with that. All right, that's the bottom of our check-in list. Thanks, Dallas, for the information there. Are there any other stations that would like to check in with us tonight? Please call.
Net control, please check in. N4XRD, Ralph and Mary, or Chilhowie. Over.
Net control, please check in Kilo X-Ray 8, Delta Romeo Alpha in Rayland, Ohio.
KD4 WMX, Kilo Delta 4, Whiskey Mike X-ray, recheck.
Okay, we picked up N4XRD, Ralph and Chilhowie, and KX8DRA, David in Ohio. I believe this is your first time. Welcome to the net. And then we got a recheck from KD4WMX, Ken. So, Ken, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Adam. First thing is I need to check in Whiskey 4, Delta Whiskey November, W4DWN. He's having Christmas with his family, and he asked me to check him in. Pricey. And just so you know, you were correct. I am on the 443 KM4S repeater on a white top.
Okay, Ken, thanks for the information. We put Nick on the list there as a proxy check-in. All right, let's go back for some comments on a couple of these. N4XRD. Good evening, Ralph.
Good evening there, Adam. This is N4XRD Ralph in Chilhowie, Virginia. That's Smith County, about 40 miles by road from Bristol. Kind of an obscure little name of a town. One of the questions was, had you ever received anything for Christmas ham related? I believe Santa's delivering DX Engineering and ham radio outlet boxes to some of the fine ladies in my family. My birthday is 2 weeks before Christmas, so I've always been the one that got the combo gifts. But sometimes that combo gift deal can work out real well. And this same question was asked on QRZ, and I posted on Santa Claus is Coming to Town there on reply number 14, and gave my extensive list that I had submitted to Santa Claus. So if you look at the list, you can see I'm trying to accessorize FT818 is what I actually have. So the ladies have been real good to me. It's not the first year they've asked me to give them requests, and I guess I'm just a bit spoiled. So that's the story here. I do want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and want everyone to know that by you all participating in the net, you encourage people like me and get me to try even harder. So thanks again. And for XRD, back to net.
Okay, Ralph, thanks for checking in. Appreciate the information and the words of encouragement there. It's definitely one of the goals that we have by doing the net is to promote camaraderie among amateurs, and certainly with going with the Fusion system and Wires X to bring in and make new friends that we can connect with on a regular basis. I certainly enjoy working HF and chasing DX and that kind of thing, and even some of the rag chewing over there, but also like local repeater stuff, and the Fusion system really enhances that to where we can reach out to friends in Texas and Ohio and West Virginia like we're doing here tonight. Speaking of that, up next we have KX8DRA. I believe this is your first time checking in with us. Welcome to the net. Go ahead with your comments.
Hi, and thank you. This is not only my first time checking in, but I've had this radio for about a week now, FT70D, and I'm still learning a lot about it. And talking to people this far away is pretty cool. I'm on a handheld. I'm about 5 miles from my friend's radio, talking through it. I've got my Magnum up on a 10-foot pole, so I guess to turn a phrase, I couldn't touch it without my 10-foot pole. And I'll have to try to check in every week, and I'm sure I'll have a lot to learn. So thanks for letting me talk. I'm a man of few words, but I've spoken too many. So back to the net. This is KX8DRA.
Okay, David, thanks for checking in and welcome to the net. Yeah, we're here each week at 9:30 p.m. and in this room. And in case if you missed it, we're going to change the name of the net starting in 2020 and have a more kind of a regional feel to it. But we certainly welcome anyone from around the United States and any other countries to check in with us as well. We'll be back here next week under the current name, and then we'll make that change officially after the first of the year. We do have a website for the net also, qsl.net/TCME, which stands for Tri-Cities Mountain Empire, which is the two regions that we emanate from. Thanks for checking in with us tonight, and hope you have a good Christmas. Hope everyone has a good Christmas, in case I've forgotten to mention that along the way. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the check-in list. Are there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 8 Foxtrot Zulu Hotel.
Okay, we got KC8 FCH. That is John in Moundsville, West Virginia. I believe this is your first time checking in with us. Like I said, I didn't start tracking that until recently, so I could be wrong on that, but welcome to the net. We'll go ahead and turn it over to you for some comments. Good evening, John.
Well, good evening, Adam, and everybody on the net. And yes, this is my first time for checking into the net. Usually I work about 60 hours a week at my job, and usually I'm in bed at any time that most of the nets are on. But my buddy Brian said, hey, there's a net in Bristol, and I got another buddy that always goes to Bristol for the races, so he said, get on to Bristol. So here I is. But thanks for having the net, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody that's listening. So 7-3 from the hills of West Virginia, KC8FCH Radio.
Okay, thanks for joining us tonight, and hope you have a good Christmas. I was just checking out your QRZ page there. It looks like you're a repeater owner, so in that area. So anybody that's listening there wants to look up John's call, you can get his repeater frequencies and stuff should you happen to be in that area, and be able to check in with him. But certainly glad to have you on the net tonight as well. All right, are there any other stations that would like to check in with us? Please call now.
KM4X in Marion.
Okay, Gary, KM4X got you on the list. In fact, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you for some comments. Good evening, Gary.
Okay, and everyone, and Merry Christmas to all. And I just got in here in the nick of time, sounds like, maybe, before it all ends up here. But heard some of the check-ins earlier there, but
wasn't able to get in here till late in the game. But pretty good turnout sounds like, and doing a good job there keeping it all together. So Santa Claus ought to be rolling around in here and dropping packages before long. Hope everybody gets a radio project to work with. 73 and good evening. This is KM4X.
Okay, Gary, thanks for checking in, and certainly glad to have you there tonight. Hope you have a good Christmas, and always glad to have you checking in. Everybody, Gary, I've known Gary since I got my ham ticket in 1992, and he was one of the VEs at the test session when I got my ticket, and has been one of the many mentors that I've had along the way in the hobby. Gary, along with Dallas, and certainly appreciate you guys, and hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. All right, that's bottom of the list once again. Are there any other stations? Please call now.
KD4 CCO recheck.
Yeah, go ahead, Dallas. KD4 CCO. It's N4NT.
Okay, I told Ken that I would let him know if he could transmit digital on the 400 B channel. And as far as I can tell, the answer is no. Looks like you're confined to FM, APRS, and that, and the likewise on the B channel on the 400. And I've got something for Adam as well. He was talking about being able to use 2 speakers on a radio that he had. If you'll look on page 162 of the 400 operating manual, I believe it'll tell you how you can do that on a 400. So, and one and final thing that I meant to say before, and I did not, and that is Merry Christmas to everybody. This is KD4 CCO.
Okay, Dallas, thanks for the information. Yeah, I'll look that up. I've got a nice little collection of Motorola speakers that were cast by the wayside there when some changes were made at work. So that would be, it'd be real nice to have that set up here in the shack, and maybe even mobile in the future if I pick up another one of these. So, yeah, thanks for that information, and that's certainly one of the things, especially when we go with the new net format and everything, is we want to be here to provide any kind of assistance that we can, technical information-wise and so forth, for ham radio in general, but especially System Fusion users and Wires X. So thank you for that information, and I hope you have a good Christmas. All right, are there any other stations that would like to check in with us tonight before we close? Okay, Ted, K4BIZ in Johnson City, we got you on the list. You were breaking up slightly, but we got you in there. You want to go ahead with comments for tonight?
I don't have any comments. I want to check in.
Okay, Ted, yeah, we got you that time. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else before we close? Okay, well that brings us to the conclusion of the net. Just want to throw out a few reminders. Again, we'll start with a new format officially January the 7th, 2020. We'll call this the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire Fusion Net. We have a website going that we are work in progress with at qsl.net/TCME, which stands for Tri-Cities Mountain Empire. So we invite you to check that out. If you would like to connect a node or repeater on a regular basis, we will list you on the website. All you have to do is contact the email link that's on most all the pages of the site, and we'll get that taken care of for you. Also, reminder, we do upload recordings of the net to the Bristol Amateur Radio Club's YouTube page. So just go on to YouTube, type in Bristol Amateur Radio Club, and it should pull us up, and we have those recordings separated by playlist. So the next couple will be listed under Bristol Fusion Net, and then we'll start a playlist called Tri-Cities Mountain Empire Fusion Net for 2020 and start uploading to it. We will be back here on New Year's Eve at 9:30 as well. We had 5 states represented. At one time had 7 nodes connected to the net. And what did I do with my notes here? Okay, here we go. Thanks to each one of you for taking time to check in to the net. This is N4NT, closing the Fusion Net tonight at 10:07 p.m. 7-3, and good night, everybody. And Merry Christmas.